Bill Gates is the co-founder of Microsoft and changed the world by revolutionizing the way we use computers. He went from dropping out of Harvard University in order to start Microsoft, to becoming the richest man on the planet and being one of the biggest philanthropists in the world, having a net worth of over $100 billion. And today we're going to learn his best advice on why you must love what you do. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Bill Gates.
So most people over the last 200 years or so, whoever the wealthiest person in the world was, didn't usually work that hard when they got to be 60 or so. They kind of took life easy. You seem to be working pretty hard. What motivates you to still work so hard?
Well, I love my work. The work of the foundation is super interesting. I get to meet with the scientists. I get to go out in the field. I do think your habits are sort of set in your 20s and 30s. And by my standards of the 20s, I didn't believe in weekends back then, not to mention vacations. So I'm, fairly lazy compared to myself in my 20s, where I was a true fanatic. All I believed in was working on software night and day. And for my 20s, that was perfect. I didn't have a wife or family at all. And my role was very hands-on role.
It's not work if you love it. I've studied more successful people than most people over the last 11 years of this YouTube channel and years before that on the website. It's basically what I do every day. And the number one thing that comes up consistently the most across every successful person is they love what they do. If you love it, you're excited to do it. The time flies by. You lose track of the time in your process. If you hate it, if it feels like work, if you're dreading going in and doing it, then you're never going to win because you're going up against people who love doing that thing. You need to find the work that you love and go all in on it. So recently on my Instagram, I've been doing an experiment. I've been asking a question every morning, which is basically, what's your question for me? And over the course of the day, I'm answering people's questions. And there's been some days where the volume is just crazy, how many people are asking questions. And over the day, I try to respond to as many as possible. I don't get to all of them, but I do my best. And one person asked me, how do you handle the energy for this? Do you go all out all the time? Like, are you always just high energy all day long? Or do you save up your energy for things like this so that you can be alive when it comes out? And I said, neither. I'm not high energy all day long, and I don't save up my energy for later on in the day. The whole saving up energy for later makes me feel like you need to summon the energy because you're not going to love that thing. For me, doing the work of making these videos, of making the Instagram responses to people, it fuels me. It gives me energy. The work gives me energy, right? The work, air quotes, work, gives me energy, makes me want to do it more. I don't need to summon energy to do it. And if you look at me making my Instagram videos responses, I'm doing it all day. I'm still doing it at night. It's part of how I go to sleep is I'm still responding to people's messages as the last message, one more, because it fills me up. It makes me feel great about what I'm doing. And everybody has that version. For some people to say, hey, go to your Instagram and ask people questions and spend the whole day responding to people. For a lot of people, that's torture. For a lot of people, that is the worst idea of all time. They hate it. They hate it. They hate the idea of doing it. It's like, that's going to distract me. I don't care that much about these people. I don't want to answer the same question 1,000 times. Great. Don't do it. You'll never win doing it because you're going to go up against people like me who love doing it, who this actually gives me energy. If it takes away your energy, but it gives somebody else energy, it gives them, they love it. Who do you think is going to win? Right? And that's not that person is better than the other person. It's just finding the thing that you can win at. So what do you love doing? What's your process? What can you get lost in? And how can that bring value to other people so that you can turn this into a business? You can turn this into something that has a giant impact and you're not stuck doing work that you hate. So how do you actually do it? How do you find what you love and turn it into a business that can make money and build the life that you want? I've got a 3-step process that I think you're really gonna enjoy. But before that, if you wanna learn how to have confidence and learn from successful billionaires, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You really have to believe the internet's going to be mainstream. A lot of people are going to get out there and use it. When you have the level of success that we've had, when you have a business that's important as this with this many competitors, you're going to have people saying some nasty things. If you ask people across the United States, is the future going to be better than the past? Most say no.
Okay, so how do you find what you love doing and turn it into a business where you can have the impact that you need? 3 steps, let's go. Step number 1 is, what could you do all day and lose track of time? It's like you wake up and you start working on it, you're excited to work on it, and then you look up and it's already noon. And then you just keep going back to work on it, you look up and it's 5 o'clock. It's like, what happened? Where did they go? What are you doing? What's the productive thing that you want to be doing? This is not, I want to lie on a beach all day. This is not, I just want to relax all day. You don't. You don't actually. Nobody, not even your laziest, air quote, laziest friend wants to actually sit on the beach all day. You want to right now because you hate your life and you're trying to escape. But nobody wants to just do nothing all day. You want to serve. You want to help. You want to feel like you're productive. You want that. Everybody wants that. So inside of those things, what is it that you love doing? What could you spend all day long doing every day for 10 years, right? You lie on the beach all day long for 10 years, you might think you want it, but nope, you will be bored 1,000%. So what's the thing that you could get lost in and spend all day doing? What are some of those things? Write it down. Step number 2 is ask yourself, how can that bring value to other people? So even taking something that people would say is useless, like playing video games, right? I stream 2 hours a night during weeknights right now. I'm streaming 2 hours a night. I play League of Legends. This is my main character, Timo. I'm trying to get the gold this season. I've never been gold, which puts me in the top X%, I guess, of players. I'm trying. I'm not good enough. I'm trying to get there. But people say, well, that's a waste of time. Well, it's only a waste of time if you don't know how to bring value to other people. So how does playing video games turn into something productive? Well, you could be streaming and people could be watching you, right? You could be educating people on how to play better. You could be coaching them and getting paid. Right now, I pay somebody. I sponsor Manko, who's the number one, Timo player in the world. I sponsor him to teach me how to play better. He's making money playing video games and being a coach. You could be entertaining and showing you doing your clips. You could try to go be a pro player. You could be a coach in the professional scene. There's so many things. You could be an organizer. There's so many different things that you could do inside the world of video games that other people would think, well, that's just a waste of time. Waste of time. Great. Go be a lawyer and hate your life. Waste of time. Right? So inside of the things that you love doing all day long, think about it. How can I use any of these things to then bring value to somebody else's life, either in the form of entertainment or utility? Those are the 2 things that people will pay for. Entertainment, you're making them laugh, you're making them forget about the life that they have and giving them distraction. Or utility, you're teaching them something where they're going to learn and get better. Those are the 2 camps. If you can mix it, it's even better. Where they're learning and laughing at the same time, those are the ones that can hit giant home runs. But inside of the things that you love doing, how can it help some other people? And then step number 3 is, how can you create immediate momentum right now? That's great that you have this dream of what you want to build, but right now, what can you do right now? How do you take those ideas and immediately start building something? Right now, maybe nobody's going to pay you for League of Legends coaching, right? Right now, maybe you're not at the step that you want to be. Great. You never get there, right? I'm not at the step I want to be. But how can you start? How can you start streaming? How can you start providing entertainment? How can you start providing utility? How can you start teaching? Right? You start, you build momentum. It's free, but the biggest thing missing is that you don't have any momentum yet. So that thing that you love doing, with that thing that brings value to other people, just sitting there as ideas, right? That intersection, great, but that as an idea is not going to mean anything until you start doing something about it. And then that becomes your task. Like, that's the greatest thing you can do today. If you found that thing, or at least you're on the path to finding that thing today, immediate momentum to start making things happen, because that's the only thing that you are missing. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you will enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know what's at the intersection for you of what you love doing, that brings value to other people, let me know. Put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, you're still watching, I want to celebrate you. You're Believe Nation. We don't just watch videos here, we do something. If you're going to commit to taking action, give me a hashtag Believe down in the comments below so we can celebrate together.
I get that question all the time. So what industry should I look at? I can tell you all about artificial intelligence, computer vision, personalized medicine, but then what, right? And so, and maybe you're an expert in one of those fields and you can go for it. But what I tend to try to tell people in terms of what does it take to be successful, find something you love to do and then be great at it. Not average, not marginal, not good enough, but if you can be great at it, be great at it. If you are the greatest videographer in the history of videographers, people don't care about cell phones. What is it that you can do that makes them know that the way you do it is special? And if you can do that and convey it, then you'll be fine. If you're not sure, then you've got to decide whether you want to stay on your own, be a contractor, or go work for somebody. It just depends. And let me add one other thing. I crushed myself, and like my brothers didn't. They took a completely different path, and they were looking just 9 to 5 at yada yada. Not everybody's got to be an entrepreneur. And so if you've got it in your blood and that's what you want to do, then find a way to be great. And if not, you'll figure it out. You'll find something else.
If you want to know why Warren Buffett reads for 5 to 6 hours every day, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.